Okay, welcome to Guitar Science. So in front of me, there's a box. And in this box is the key to a new project that I am about to start. If I can ever get this box open, let's take a look at its contents. All right, so what is this new project of which I speak? Well, we're going to make a guitar. I think that shouldn't be too much of a surprise. But, well, it's kind of going to be what I like to refer to as a Gibson killer. So, for those of you who are not aware, Gibson is a company that makes guitars. And, I don't know, maybe this is a poor analogy, but I'd say they're like the BMW or the Apple of guitars. They make good stuff sometimes, but a lot of times they're kind of pretentious, overpriced, and out of touch. And my experience with Gibson guitars has been mixed. I've had some horrible experiences, and I had one good experience that I had to really, really drastically overpay for, and I ended up selling it. So I've always kind of been after that feel and sound of a Gibson, but I don't really want all of the frankly, poor quality and mechanical and design issues that are inherent to some of their best guitars. I love Les Pauls. I love SGs. I don't love neck dive. I don't love never having a G string that's in tune. I don't love poorly cut nuts and all of the other issues that I've noticed. So every time I've tried to find a Gibson guitar in my price range, I'll be honest, it's been crap. So you know what? We're going to make our own. Screw it. So this is my attempt at an SG. All right. So this body is from Warmouth. If you're watching this channel, you probably know what Warmouth is, but in case you don't, it's a company that makes guitar parts. Aftermarket guitar parts. Okay, we don't need this box anymore. That was loud. Yeah, they make aftermarket guitar parts. And this is what we're working with. So this is their Diamondback design. Basically, it's an SG. However, it's actually a better design than the SG because as you've noticed, it's asymmetrical, which frankly is really cool. You may have noticed something else that's also perhaps different from an SG. That's sure ain't mahogany. So, as a matter of fact, this is walnut, black walnut to be precise, a beautiful wood that we had in my yard when I was growing up, and 2 of those trees were taken out by a storm last year. So I kind of thought, maybe I should make a black walnut guitar. And, here we are. Beautiful wood grain. It's unfinished. I don't pay people to finish guitars. I feel like it's a ripoff. If you've seen my recent video, I'll put a card up in the corner. I tried my hand at wipe-on poly finish, and it was good enough for me. Could I sell it as professional grade? Not if I didn't want to rip people off, but was I happy with how it came out? Yeah, I was. So that's what we're going to do on this build. We're just going to wipe-on poly finish this black walnut body. Now this is fairly light in color for walnut, I suppose, but it's certainly not out of the realm of possibility of the tones you could get. I was hoping for a little bit darker, but quite frankly, this is a beautiful piece of wood. I mean, look at the grain here. This is just full of gorgeous, gorgeous wood grain. See, if we had just finished this in solid black, I would have paid another $125 at least, and you wouldn't even see any of this. So, beautiful. It will need quite a bit of sanding. It is not nearly smooth enough to have finish go on it right now. So that's the first step, is to sand it down to, quite frankly, as fine as I possibly can before any coats go on this. But before we do any of that, let's just check out the neck. So the neck kind of started this whole build. As you can see, the neck is walnut. Now this is finished. It's got a thin satin nitro finish, but I've actually sanded that down most of the way because I don't like finished necks. So, it was originally a thin satin nitro finish, Now it's a really thin satin nitro finish. Almost feels like unfinished wood, but not quite. I left a little bit on there. For reference purposes, I did not take anything off of the headstock. So this is kind of what it looked like. And that's kind of what it looks like with most of it gone. It doesn't really look any different, but I assure you it feels different. And these are some kind of, you know, Clusen old school. Oh no, actually I think they're locking. Yeah, these are locking tuners. I don't really care what kind of tuners they are, quite frankly. Yeah, but they're locking. So, let's just see quickly whether the neck fits. It better fit, as they're both from Warmouth, and they're both Fender spec. And it fits perfectly, could not ask for a better fit. It is a tilted neck pocket to make use of the Tune-O-Matic style bridge, which I have to wait a few days for. But, well, it looks pretty good. So let me just show you. The neck is actually stable enough in here. I don't need to hold on to it at all. So let's just slowly pan. And by pan, I mean move the guitar, because the camera is stationary. So yeah, it's quite a look. When I'm done finishing the body, this grain will pop a little bit more thanks to the polyurethane. And it will also look a little less out of sorts with the finished headstock. Okay, so let's talk pickups. What are we going to do pickup-wise? So I have a few options here. And if you are so inclined, I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. So, option A, the most likely option, is these two guys right here. So, this, the one with N in Sharpie, this is an Air Norton from DiMarzio, and this is a more regular Norton from DiMarzio. I like these pickups. I actually like them a whole lot. And they were in a guitar that I don't really play and that I'm modifying with some students of mine. So I decided I'd take these out and I'd replace them with a literal pair of $10 total humbuckers. So now I have these. I do want black here. I think that's going to look good. The tuners on the neck I showed you are also black. And wiring-wise, as you can see, there's only 2 holes here. So we're going to just go volume, volume, no switches, no tone. And I think that will work okay with these because they're not super trebly to begin with, so that might bring out a little more in them. But I do like the way they sound, and of course I have them, and it cost me $0 to put them in there. So that's option A, the most likely scenario. Options B and C involve cannibalizing other builds. Option B, this bad boy. This is a Les Paul. I think it's called a Solo 2 Standard or something like that. Who really cares? It's a Schecter. It was great. This guitar was like $450. It was scratch and dent. Why was it scratch and dent? Well, you'll never find it unless I show you, because it's actually hidden. See this right there? Turn that to the side. Oh, look. Oh, my God. Oh, that scratch. Oh, man, that scratch is easily worth $100. Yep. $100 off for that. Can't even see it's there. This guitar is fantastic. The whole thing weighs like 6 pounds. It plays and sounds as good as a real Les Paul standard. It's far lighter. Honestly, it's pretty much better in every way. Even the G string tends to stay in tune better. Yeah, I love this guitar. And this actually has Burstbucker Pros. So option 2, take the Burstbucker Pros from this, put them in there, put the Air Norton and Norton in here. All right, fair enough. I am supposed to sell this guitar, but as it was $475 and it destroys $2,500 Les Pauls, I can't bring myself to sell it. I just like it too much. So it's probably going to stay. And option C is, well, yeah, it's basically a PRS Les Paul. So this beautiful specimen here, this is PRS S2 standard satin something. Again, I don't really care. You know, it's an S2, so that means it's sort of assembled in America, but they cheap out in every way they can. One of the ways they cheap out is by using the import series G&B pickups that are from I don't know, some factory in Southeast Asia, and they kind of suck. So I replaced them with Duncan Pearly Gates, and these pickups are amazing. So option C is to use these Pearly Gates pickups in the new guitar, and then replace these with the original pickups before I sell it. This I've got to sell. This thing is worth $1,000. I didn't pay that for it. I might even profit if I sell it, but I mean, look at how beautiful this guitar is. It plays nice. It sounds nice. It does not play or sound as good as the Les Paul clone I just showed you, which is worth half as much. So I should probably sell this one. So those are the 3 pickup options. Again, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do, but the good news is that no matter which way we go with the pickups, it doesn't cost me anything. I already have all 3 sets of pickups. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do here. And again, you know, if you have an idea about this, especially given the fact that we're going to go no tone knobs, I'd love to hear it. So that's basically how the build is going to work. You can see I have the posts here for the bridge and tail piece. I went with Godot, which is kind of a trusted company for these style of bridges. They're used a lot. So, you know, it's your standard Tune-o-matic style. So it's pretty much going to be a clone of an SG with, I guess, the small exception that it has a cooler looking 6 inline headstock, which should solve the annoying problem of every Gibson I've ever played, which is that the G string absolutely never stays in tune. So we shouldn't have that problem here. This is 24 3/4 inch scale. It's definitely a different neck profile. It's kind of a soft V, and it does feel pretty nice. I'm not crazy about the red dots on here, but you know, I can live with that. And if we really wanted to, we could get decals, but I don't think I'm going to go that way. But anyway, that's how the build is going to work. So I'm really excited for this project, as you can probably tell. I've always wanted an SG, but they've always had problems to me. They seem really thin. They have horrible neck dive because the body is so thin and it doesn't weigh that much. The G string never stays in tune. And of course, there's that whole thing where they cost $1,500, and this is going to be substantially less than that, probably less than half that. So that's the main factor there, but I am really excited for this. This will quench my thirst for an SG style guitar, and then I'll basically have everything I want: Tele, Strat, Les Paul, SG. There you go. Of course, we'll have a bunch of different variations on all of those, but it checks all the main boxes except maybe for semi-hollow. But, you know, we'll worry about that months down the road. That's a big project. So there we go. Thank you for watching the first installment here, and stay tuned for more updates about what we're going to do with this guitar.